you doing
Yeah,
today, Danny?
good. I think maybe it was the Instagram's not allowing, like blocking the link.
Mhm.
Because as soon as I opened this one, it just opened right up.
Oh wow! I'm glad it finally worked.
Sorry, guys. I'm at the karting track, so
Oh,
might be a little
cool.
loud.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
you're
you're good.
good.
Well, Danny, we glad to have you and super excited to get to talk with you. So I guess we'll go and start out. What got you started in racing? What was kind of your background into it?
Well, first of all, I'm glad to be here with you guys. Yeah, I started racing when I was 6 years old. That's 7 years old. My dad was a karter back in the day, and yeah, he bought me a go kart after I had a really big fall in an ATV. So it's like, okay, no more ATVs. Let's go try karting. He kind of stepped away from the karting scene for like about 10 years. And yeah, I started karting in Costa Rica in 2003, and I haven't stopped karting since. Right, it's 2025, and I'm karting this weekend. Kind
Oh
of like a
wow.
last minute deal. I got called up to race, and I'm here racing in Orlando right before Daytona. So getting the body in shape, and yeah, super excited to be here, and uh, and yeah, let's see how it goes.
Right.
Right, and that's kind of the way both of us are, and everyone we really talked to. Karting is how we all started. I didn't ever get make it up to like SCUs or any of that, but I understand how you would set up a cart for races. And Jordan, you race
Yeah, I
dirt.
raced dirt go karts whenever I was growing up. I had to step away with me about to graduate high school and everything. So we ain't been in a go kart in a while, but I'd love to get back in one though.
Yeah, of course. They're faster, more physical than ever. Like
They are.
all beat up already, and it's a day one. So
We just saw you were at Vegas, or you raced Vegas with SCUSA. How'd that go for you?
it was good. I didn't do the SCUSA one this year because I had the same weekend as the Lamborghini World Finals
Oh,
in
that's right.
Spain. But I did the one before. It's called Rock Vegas. I started last and finished fourth, so it
That's
was
not
Oh
bad.
okay.
wow.
It was okay. It could have been better, but it's racing. It's stuff happens. So uh, yeah, all good.
Right. And like you say, you racing this weekend, and then you got the Rolex in 2 weeks, so it's just really kind of a warm up, if you will.
Knocking the rust off.
Exactly. Never stop. Get the body in shape and the brain in shape. These carts are so fast that when I do jump in the Lambo, it does feel quite slow. So it helps quite a bit. Everything happens so quick in a go kart. Everything's so compressed that it just feels so quick. So when I get to the banking Daytona, it feels like an hour from the bus
Oh
stop to turn.
wow.
So yeah, it helps a lot. Gives you a lot of mental clarity once you're doing the cars from karting. That's why so many F1 guys do karting because at least Logan Sargent, close friend to mine, he said the shifter is the only thing that compares to an F1. So
Oh
it's
wow.
it's pretty impressive what these things are now.
Yeah, I got I work a few of the kart races. I get the opportunities. I corner marshal a good bit. I do a lot of IMSA events with I do the Rolex and I do Petite. And so when you do different series like that from karting up to IMSA, you get a different perspective of what it's like from different vehicles, whether it's the cart. I've done some bikes and the cars. And that's the cool thing about it is even doing SCCA where it's a wide range of stuff, even at a track like Daytona, you realize the differences between them, not only from IMSA all the way to maybe like a Spec Miata or something.
Not for sure. It's racing, everything. Let's say it's kind of the same, right? But at the same time, it's so different. Um,
Right.
Once you go to an IMSA paddock, everything feels extremely professional. Everyone's there. No one really talking to each other. You come to a karting track, yeah, everything is professional, but you have your friends to go talk to. I'm guessing SCCA stuff like that, kind of similar vibe. Like
Right.
everyone's friends at IMSA, but once it becomes as soon as you step into as soon as you go out for FP1, it's game on. Focus on your own stuff. Talk to your engineers. Talk to mechanics. So there is a different vibe, but at the end of the day, everything's the same, right? You're there for one goal is to win and to get better every time you get on track. So karting's really helped me with that transition to IMSA. So yeah, I'm grateful to be able to do both still.
Right. And like you say, with you racing IMSA this year and full time again with Wayne Taylor, it's a great deal for you personally as well.
Story naming them, so the IMSA paddock, Wayne Taylor.
Not for sure. I'm being with the most successful WTR, team ever, and being with that team that has, unlimited Rolex wins,
Oh, absolutely.
championships, wins in every single category they've ever participated in. I really want to give them their first win in GTD this season, and yeah, be in the record books with WTR. So I feel so privileged and honored to be part of this organization of WTR. And I'm so grateful they chose me as a driver for a second year in a row in the GTD. And yeah, I'm looking forward to starting next week in Daytona.
And y'all showed a lot of speed last year. I remember Petit. I think y'all finished what the top five in the GTD class, and like at Laguna Seca, I remember y'all got on the pole. In the other
Yep,
races, y'all had a lot of speed in it. But you look at it this way: the GTD is probably one of the most competitive groups of drivers
100%.
with the pro
100%.
even the pro am lineups, and I think that's what makes IMSA so great compared to some of them. There's so much competitiveness that really anybody can theoretically win it with a shot.
No, I agree. I think GTD class is so underlooked, but it is so competitive. You have 25 GT cars fighting, door to door every single race, and it's so competitive. And it's become almost like a factory team deal. Everyone's factory teams, factory cars, factory support, and it just becomes so competitive. And I'm so grateful to be able to race. Races like the 24 hours to Daytona, 12 hours to Sebring, Petit Le Mans. Be able to finish Petit Le Mans as like let's say the anchor was probably one of the highlights of this season. Qualifying pole in Laguna Seca, all these things are just amazing feelings and amazing results for us being a rookie team in GT with so many experienced teams, factory teams doing this for so long in GT.
How did the deal come together for you to get with Lamborghini? Maybe was it start with Super Trofeo, or how did that kind of come about for you?
Yeah. Super Trofeo in 2020, I got my first shot with a small team called Danza Motorsports. Alain Nadal and Patrick Matson it gave me my first opportunity. I did one Super Trofeo race in 2020 in Sebring, and I won Pro-Am. And by the end of that season, WTR approached me to start in 2021 with them in the Pro car, the number one car. And I won the young driver shootout with Lamborghini in 2022 in Portugal and became a part of their program since ending of 2022. So 2023 season, 2024 season, I've been part of their young professional driver program, which is one step below factory driver. And it's been fantastic. I'm so grateful to be part of Lamborghini. And yeah, this is like I said, my third year with them. And I'm super excited to get going and try to give them a great result. They haven't won a Rolex, I believe, since 2019 is the last time
That's right.
Lamborghini won. So we're going to do everything in our power to get their win for the last season ever of the Huracan with the new car coming out in 2026. This is the last season for the Huracan. So I know Lamborghini wants to go all out and try to get the best results possible.
Right.
What's some differences between the GT3 car and maybe the Super Trofeo car? Do you drive similarly, or probably braking points at different tracks would be different? But what's kind of driving style between the two cars?
It's definitely GT3 is a more advanced car with a lot better aerodynamics, better brakes, better traction control, better ABS, but it's really restricted with the BOP. The Super Trofeo has a pretty big restrictor. It's still restricted, but it's pretty open. So it's quite a lot faster in a straight line, about 80, 90 horsepower more than GTD.
Oh, wow.
So making it so fast. Most of the racetracks were about the same speed in lap time, but it is a different driving style, having a car with a lot less grip and a lot more power and a lot narrower tires. The Super Trofeo has, I believe, 315 rears, and the GT3 has 325s. So it is a big difference in rear tire circumference and width. So yeah, it is different, but it does help to be on track, a lot more when I'm doing double duty. And I'm really grateful that I did double duty in 2024, and I hope I can do it in 2025.
And track time always helps no matter what series it is. You see, like this year at the Rolex, you see a lot of the NASCAR guys come into it, like Connor Zilich and SVG and some of them. Not only is it track time, you just can't beat track time, but also off seasons are long. I think NASCAR had like a 4-month off season, and y'all have one of the shortest off seasons because once Petit ended.
Yeah, about what, 3 weeks, maybe?
Yeah, 3 weeks. Y'all were already in Daytona
like that.
testing.
It's crazy. It's amazing. Don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining. Especially me being 29 years old. I'm married and my wife is awesome. She's my partner in life and she's super supportive about everything I do. But for sure, you have to have a wife like that because with we had a week and a half in Costa Rica, where I'm from, celebrating my birthday and New Year's. But that's it. No vacation. And my schedule's so busy coaching and driving carts and driving cars. So, it is crazy, but I love it. I wouldn't change it for the world.
Right. Which, I mean, I'm sure all racers would never change it for the world, especially if they love cars. So
You gotta love
definitely.
them.
But another question that we have for you. We obviously see how you've prepared for the season with karting and everything, but how have you and the team as a whole prepared for it?
No, for sure. WTR, I think in many interviews, I've never seen a group of people work as hard as they do. They're working 13, 14-hour days since
Oh, wow.
Petit Le Mans, getting the cars ready for Daytona, especially with the new torque sensors coming in GTD. Big change, big change. So, yeah, the team's never nonstop. Us drivers, for sure, we try to take a break because your body needs it, but at the same time, we're never stopping. We're working out, 5 to 7 times a week, depending what your program is. I've lost about 30 pounds since Indy
Oh, wow.
last year till now because the BOP is so, in one thing that I'm not a huge fan of in GT racing, there is no weight limit. So a 120-pound kid races in the same car I weigh at 180 pounds. So, having 60-pound difference is a big deal.
Right.
About a full tank of fuel to qualifying fuel is about 60 pounds. It makes about a second.
Yeah.
So it's a big delta. So I've been losing a lot of weight to try to, make that delta smaller. I'm a big guy. I'm 6'1", and I'm built not to race karts or go-karts or cars. I'm a big dude. So it's difficult for me, but I've managed to find a diet that works for me that still gives me enough energy to do well. And yeah, I'm 168 pounds for the first time, I think, since I was about 12 years old.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, I'm super excited for this season. We had a great test in December, and yeah, like the team's never stop, and us drivers, we really try not to stop because you lose your rhythm. And again, you need some mental clarity and some braking, but at the same time, you don't want to stop. You want to continue and keep pushing and drive as hard as you can, as many days as you can.
And this year you got a new teammate with you, Trent Hindman. And Trent's done, all been in IMSA a long time and got a very storied career behind him. How do you think that's going to help y'all this season with someone like him coming on board?
For sure, every time you have a new driver coming from a different manufacturer and different teams, you learn a lot. I'm very excited to see things I could learn from him and vice versa. I think he's excited to see what he could learn from me and the WTR group. He was part of WTR back in 2017, so he knows the core people. But I'm super excited to share the car with him and with all of my other teammates in Daytona and the rest of the season. Graham Doyle, up-and-coming racer, great driver, very limited experience. When I say limited, he had 4 races before the 24 Hours of Daytona in his life. He never did a go-kart.
Wow.
He never did a Sedec Miata. He never did anything. 4 races, straight to 24 Hours of Daytona. So it's like unbelievable.
Thrown to the deep end right
throwing him to the Sharks as a minnow. And he went from being a minnow at the beginning of the year to being a big old catfish by the end of it, right? And, in December, he was already becoming a swordfish. We're talking about a kid that's improving massively every time he hits on track. So I'm super excited to see what his progression could be in 2025. I'm his personal coach, so I try to push him as much as I can. I'm one of those coaches that are not a nice guy. I'm a tough coach. That's the way I was coached. That's the way my dad coached me. Very Max Verstappen, nothing nice and you're always in the wrong. And it taught me a lot, right? So I'm very excited to see what 2025 stands for us and with all the drivers and all the mechanics coming back for a second year and obviously seeing what we could do with Trent as a full-time driver with me.
Right.
And 2025 is already here and IMSA's just next week. What's kind of the expectation? Do you think that this year is going to be even better than last year? Do you think we're going to be pushing for maybe see some class wins and podiums this year?
I think we're going to try to go for the sprint championship for sure. Endurance rounds, Graham being, let's say, the bronze of the team, he improved. We finished top 5 last year at Petit Le Mans. I think with him improving how much he has, who knows? Maybe we could go for a whole championship, right? These are long races. A lot of things can happen. Watkins Glen being the shortest race and Indy being 6 hours, but still 6 hours, right? So
that's still a long time.
Got a long time. So we're excited. I'm excited. The team's excited. So yeah, we're going to try for the best. This is not, no more excuses. We learned from last year. We're going for championship and we're going for it.
And that's all you can really ask for coming into a season as long as IMSA. You got races as long as 24 hours and races as short as like an hour or 2 hours, 40 minutes. So it's a lot that can happen, and you just got to stay in it. I remember I've gone to Daytona so many times, and so many people tell me that it's 24 1 hour sprint races. You just got to be full in it, because if you get too far behind, who's to say that you can come back? It all depends how the race plays, whether there's full course yellows or it's just flat out green to the end.
No, I agree. I agree. So super excited, guys. And yeah, I think it's gonna be an amazing season. I'm really looking forward to it.
All right. Which obviously we want to wish you the best of luck and everything. And
Thank you guys so much for having me. Sorry for our technical difficulties.
Oh, that's
No,
all right.
you're good.
But I'm glad we got this together, and maybe we could have one after Daytona.
That's right.
Sounds
That'd be
great.
great. We'd love to do that again.
we might even, I know we're for sure going to, oh, I know Wyman is, I might be.
I'll
But
be at Daytona.
we'll
Definitely.
be at Daytona. One of us will, if not both of us. So I'd like to
awesome.
meet you there too.
For sure, guys.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for having me, and have a great week, and I'll see you guys soon.
All right.
Yes,
We
sir. Sounds
appreciate it.
good.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.